Under the bright lights of Hollywood, the AVP League took its first steps into Saturday Night Sand. The New York Nitro opened the curtain on their season, a perfect 2-0. Next up, it was a SoCal showdown as the men of the San Diego Smash produced a comeback performance, winning the first ever 3-set thriller in league history. In the finale, the Los Angeles Launch took a bow after their third set heroics. Day 2, will we flip the script, or is a sequel in the making? In the heart of Westside Los Angeles sits the campus of UCLA, host for this first ever AVP League event. It's a little East Coast, West Coast beef for your Sunday of volleyball. The San Diego Smash taking on the Brooklyn Blaze. Blaze taking the sand for the second time ever. 16 matches make up a season for each one of these franchises. San Diego came in with a split yesterday at 1-1. Brooklyn still looking for their very first victory. These all-important standings as our top 4 teams make the championship weekend. The women of Brooklyn get an opportunity to get their side on the board first today. Welcome inside, everybody. Kevin Barnett alongside Cameron Irwin once again here for day 2, weekend number 1 ever in late AVP League history. Cameron, first time for the players yesterday in this format, 5 sets to 15, or 3 sets to 15. And for us, the first time, what did we learn?
Well, there is no question that the tempo has absolutely ramped up. Sets are now halved in terms of what we typically see on the AVP. And not to mention, the offense was outstanding. We're seeing attackers take cuts at the ball from every corner of the court. And then lastly, what we learned is you better pick up at least 1 team point in these matchups. If you go down 0-2, you're going to have some problems later on in the league.
When do you utilize your only timeout? How quickly can you make adjustments? We shall see how the players adjust to opportunity number 2. Let's go to Mark Sherman. Let's get started.
And we are ready. Let's meet the teams of our first matchup, ladies and gentlemen. First up for the Brooklyn Blaze. Wearing the number 1, the 6'3" blocker out of Pittsford, New York at USC, it's Terese Cannon. And her partner wearing the number 2, the 6-foot player out of San Diego and University of Southern California, it's Megan Kraft. And their opponents, the San Diego Smash. Wearing the number 1, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall out of Los Alamitos, California, and surprise out of USC. Please welcome Geena Urango. And her partner at 6 feet 1 inches tall out of Santa Monica, Louisiana, and not from USC, out of LSU, it's Toni Rodriguez.
The Blaze, 0-2. Kraft, Cannon, 2 of the rising young stars on the AVP. Here's how it works. Best of 3 sets. Every set played to 15. You must win by 2. We saw a lot of deuce sets and a little bit extra time last night. You get only 1 timeout per team, and those season standings will be based on your win percentage. If there is a tie, we have a whole formula we'll get to for you. Cameron, we saw a lot of close action yesterday.
We did. So many sets. Actually, 5 of the 10 sets in play of day 1 going down to just those last 2 points in terms of the decider.
Easy transition opportunity here for Kraft right away. And a block at the net instead for Rodriguez. Now Rodriguez and Urango, first season for them together, and they have been rising throughout our heritage events leading into the league play.
I went back and not only watched some of the film on these two, but was trying to put some numbers together because of going, man, they just continue to get better and better at each and every single stop. Really what I've been most impressed with, Toni Rodriguez at the net. She's a really dynamic blocker. She's good at kind of moving those hands around and picking up some of those short angles around her block. And also her defense as she's pulling off the net. She is just behind Kelly Chang in terms of pulling and digging at the same time.
That pulling dig, a critical part of any blocker's repertoire. It's not just about defense at the net. And a pass on two, increasingly the option, we call it, that on-two attack becoming prevalent throughout the men's and women's games.
And we have talked at length about the option play and the amount of offense that you will see, because this is jumper sand, a little bit shallower, which means they're going to be that much higher on the elevation. And you witness that even on the option play, early offense is needed.
Option goes the other way. That one through the block will have to go over. Here's Cannon with a nice clean opportunity. Full run up at the net. She'll go to the line. There is Urango. And in transition, she gets aggressive and it pays off. Talked to Geena Urango coming in this morning, and I asked her about yesterday's match. Close one, they nearly won in two. Instead, they go down. I said, what was the difference? She said, for me, I need to be more aggressive in transition, and I need to be more deliberate and intentional with where I serve.
Well, and that's the keys to a defender, right? How can you impose your will in that transition game? So not only does she have the necessary ability to scoop the ball, but she's got to look to find point scoring opportunities after those digs.
Little sand time out here as the aggressive Urango has blasted the ball right through the face of Terese Cannon, and the glasses took some damage.
Well, and we talked about it, only one timeout allowed. You got to find ways to have a little extra. I like this sand timeout.
And that was interesting last night. So several players not wearing glasses. You don't have that where you can just throw your glasses in the sand and then, oh, hang on, we need to slow this down a bit, I'm not ready. Here, a legitimate wardrobe issue as those glasses took some serious punishment.
So to the top of her head.
All right, Kraft right side there, Cannon left side, ready to receive this serve from Toni Rodriguez, the Louisiana native. Played 7 years down in Louisiana. Indoor first, outdoor second. That ball, Urango lets it go by, and it is in.
Great to see Meg Kraft with the early offense right out of side out.
Now look at what we have today. We have the little brothers, Brooklyn and San Diego, and then the big brothers, New York and LA. Full coastal warfare for you on a Sunday.
From one metropolis to the other.
Is San Diego really a metropolis?
Well, I was more thinking the second matchup.
I mean, I know it's classy. We all know that.
Nice movie reference.
Tough serve there on Urango. She'll have an open net and capitalize easily. Geena Urango very much on the cutting edge of collegiate beach volleyball. First ever scholarship athlete, back playing for USC 2011, 2012 when the sport first became a thing.
Yeah, and she brings so many weapons to the game. This is a good look at her service pressure. She finds the top of the net there. But I love that last swing too. She kind of hits this flat ball that makes it really tough into the depth of the court.
Had 4 years of USC indoors, 07 to 10, as many of these players from USC. Just one LSU Tiger representing in this triumvirate of Trojans. (4-3). Early action here. Tough serve to the right of Urango. She will use the block to an effective way to get to the back line. Tell you, my new favorite matchup is Toni Rodriguez at the net against Julia Scholes.
Oh, it's
after
gonna
last
be good.
night. I want to see that again. That was the first time for that. I'm looking forward to the next time they meet. Kraft right side. She will blast high and hard. And we've seen a lot of offense. Why have we seen so much swinging in the last few matches. Is it the sand?
It is the sand, and having the ability, well, it's two things. It's the sand and also the format of play, right?
Okay.
With it just being 15 total points in each of these sets, you have to be aggressive from the very beginning. Every single athlete we've talked to says the exact same thing. We have to start hot, and that is helpful when you're going up and taking cuts at the ball. The second aspect, of course, the sand depth. As the sand gets shallower and shallower, it means it becomes jumpier and jumpier. Really, we saw a couple athletes, even on the women's side, 5 feet off and just hammering the ball yesterday.
Newer teams, both these teams, one previous meeting happened at our Chicago Heritage Series event 2 weeks ago. First set taken by Cannon and Kraft, 21-13 emphatically, but they ended up losing 15-8 in an equally emphatic result in the third by Rodriguez and Urango. That was on one of the outer courts as that ball was knuckled super tight by Kraft. One of the young stars of this game. Made an AVP main draw field at the age of 16, youngest ever. And then did well in the main draw as well. Didn't just make it and get uno dos adios.
Yeah, safe.
Tough serve here from Cannon. It'll be some middle offense from Urango. Kraft in transition looking for a reel. Yes or no, that ball close to the line. Over the top goes Cannon. And we will head to 6-6 and Rich Lamborn courtside.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Evan Corey, who just narrowly missed being a part of this league, but explain to us what your role is here.
Yeah, so a part of being here for us this weekend, we're reserve players. So as a reserve player, in case anyone is injured, there's one men's team, one women's team on site, and we're just ready to go. You know, we never want anyone to get injured in the game. We never want anybody to never be able to continue, but in case that does happen, we're here to fill in, step in for a team in case that's needed, and yeah, I guess a secondary role that we've kind of started been filling is just, you know, fan interaction and things like that. Obviously, a lot of people down here in the VIP area, it's been great to just kind of mingle and, you know, help give them the best experience possible.
So the Zinca only comes out when we're playing.
Yes, yes.
Not fan interaction Zinca.
No, it's sunscreen. Everybody always likes to be like, what is it on your nose? It's sunscreen. So, you know, doing my best to save my body, you know.
That's why the skin looks luscious. Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I just wonder, once they're married, he and Savvy Simo, will Savvy have to wear the blue nose as well? Will it be the blue nose couple?
No, I'm not going to do that to my girl.
I'm with you on that. All right, Kraft in transition here. Continued first set close action. Net violation from Toni Rodriguez will negate the point there.
Most of the serves to this point going to both Kraft and Urango on the opposite side. Kraft has been really solid from that serve receive position on the side out, really allowing her to get in system. She's got that long platform.
4-1 run has Brooklyn with their first lead of this young match in this first set. Kevin Barnett alongside Cameron Irwin. Looking back to the match yesterday between Urango and Rodriguez against Scholes and Flint, my new favorite matchup there. It was a case of the first set being dominated by Brooklyn and then the rising of Betsy Flint. Her offense just got better and better throughout that match.
Yeah, and she started to hit harder and harder throughout that match, which is one thing you can always count on with Betsy Flint.
Yeah, one of the reasons why, when I was talking to Geena, she said that Toni said something to Betsy, and Betsy feeds on that. Betsy would just get going. She said, look, next time we play him, you can't feed her. Do not feed the Betsy.
The beast. Don't feed the beast.
Do not feed the Betsy. We should put that sign on their side. Do not feed the Betsy. She'll get you. Urango saw a lot of serves yesterday and a lot of transition opportunities. She converts one here. The team's staying away from Toni Rodriguez a little bit in service.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with her attack. She's got a lively arm, really great in terms of her verticality, so aggressive. Rodriguez, too, after that matchup, she was the leading attacker, hitting 600 last night.
Yeah, as we know, 60% of the time will work every time. Dig here. That ball is a little bit too long. And I wonder if that's one of those situations where Geena would want to get more aggressive.
Well, absolutely, except for the problem is her approach. She was only really able to go off 1 foot, so she's got to work in that transition zone to be able to find her approach, really get those last 2 steps in, giving her more range.
Cannon at the line, Blaze with the lead. We'll go backside here to Rodriguez, who took that middle serve, knuckles it down.
That's a play you want back if you are Meg and Terese for the Brooklyn Blaze, because check this out. Tight set, Terese does a really nice job pressing over, closing down not only the line, but the seam. Kraft has got to see and trust that block, shifting into the angle even further.
Rodriguez to serve, she'll run to the net. Oh, she won't have to because she's gonna serve an ace.
I think that's her best serve, is the dagger serve right through the middle. She came away with a couple aces in last night's matchup doing the exact same thing.
Well, you take the best serve location and then you add a little cable contact or a lot of cable contact, and that's gonna be hard to return.
I'm curious to see as she makes the switch here at 10-10, whether she's gonna drop off some of the pace. They were playing with the depth of serve as well.
It's gonna be nice and warm on the sand, temperature in the mid 70s, beautiful, no wind, cloudless, nearly cloudless sky as the marine layer starts to clear out this morning. Cannon over the top, right into the lap of Urango. See how aggressive she gets here. She'll have to cover herself. Rodriguez comes back on the court and sets her partner for the winner.
And there's the approach for Urango in transition. You can see how much damage it can do. She didn't try to do too much as that ball gets blocked. She recycles and instead sees open net. Man, that's a tough swing on the short side of the court.
Timeout called by the Brooklyn Blaze as they're getting a little bit of pressure here. Terese Cannon and Meg Kraft. They went down 15-13, 16-14 to Cheng and Hughes in their very first match last night here in Los Angeles. So we look at our schedule and where you might catch us in this wonderful fall of beach volleyball. Here we go. We're going to Miami next weekend, then we'll be back in San Diego. Couple of Texas dates for you to go ahead and check in there. And then you want to plan for 9-10. We're back here in Los Angeles for that championship. 4 teams are going to make the championship and have our first ever league title.
I mean, if you're a fan of the AVP, you better be able to pack up some sand and throw it across the country, because we will be hitting a beautiful city just next to you. Come out and join us on the AVP for the league.
Look at the San Diego Smash. They started serving Kraft. They're now working on Cannon. Right-hand side, black visor, Terese Cannon. Interestingly, both of these players, twins. Both fraternal twins. I wonder if they've ever bonded over that.
Where's Rich Lambourne? That's your post-match interview.
Talk about your twins. Are they here? Are they supporting you? Meg Kraft, where is Brian? All right, here we go. 10-11. And remember, this is 2:15. If you're used to watching our heritage events, this will be mid-set. We are coming to the end here. Kraft, tough serve to her right. She'll pick it up and hit it directly into the angle. Too much heat.
Early on, I talked about Urango kind of having this deep swing into the court, and this is exactly the same thing from Meg Kraft. You can see how shallow Geena Urango is kind of in that angle and why that is so tough. She's got the platform out, hard to get a protection on that upper right shoulder.
French fries on the board here in our first set. And short side again, good for Urango.
You got to be crafty. As much as you want to swing away, there's still a beautiful off-speed shot that's going to drop right in front of the defense. Working to the left side, good double arm lift, and sells it.
The wily veteran, 35 years old now, goes to the jump serve. That can be powerful, puts it down the middle. Cannon will go to the right, cut it back to the left. Urango read that like a book. She has to go to the left hand there, and it works.
That looks smooth for a lefty.
Well, she was working on that in warm-up. She hit a couple of balls left-handed during warm-ups.
I can't even write my name left-handed.
You and me both, Cam. (5-1) run the other way. So a couple of big runs have defined this. Oh, that was going to be an ace if it found its way over the net. Instead, we are at 13-12. Blaze staying in touch, still looking for their first victory as a team There are 16 matches throughout a season for each of these teams. Now, when you get to the pair level, the men's pair and the women's pair each will play 8 matches, and that will determine your end of season standings as you look to qualify for the championship round.
Each team could potentially be carried, hopefully, by both the men's and women's pair. However, with some of the pairings, you might have a 2 seed with a 7 seed on one side, where the men's pair might lead, or even the women's.
That knuckle catches right on the back line. Urango has the edges measured here in this set. Set point for the Smash.
And they escaped one there. Tough first pass. Nice job by Urango.
Rodriguez trying to put the first set to bed. And it'll take a nap here on Sunday morning via the second trickle ace.
That's a good way to seal a set. Not only is it an ace, but the net's working in your favor now too.
Perhaps an aggravating ending if you're the Brooklyn Blaze. You were close, but you gave up a 7-2 run to finish it. Inside of that run were 2 aces that went through the cable. That is a disheartening way to lose the first set by a score of 15-12. Can the Blaze rebound, or the Smash looking for the sweep? The AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP.
How about a little magic, huh?
First set in our first match of what will be 4 on the day in the books. Kevin Barnett alongside Cameron Irwin watching the Dizzy Bat just wrap up. We had the Littles out there today. Dizzy Bat, worst game ever. I would rather ride the teacups for an entire round than do Dizzy Bat.
You wouldn't fit in a teacup.
Oh, teacups are terrible. Just absolutely terrible. All right, you have some stats here, Cameron. Tell me what you're seeing.
Well, in regards to the Brooklyn Blaze and Kraft, Terese, Cannon, we talked about it, how the serve receive was a little bit altered in terms of the side out. They went with Kraft to start, then looked to Cannon, and Kraft got a couple opportunities late, and that's exactly what the stats showcase as well. 8 and 9 total attacks between each of them. However, leading the way is Kraft, as she had 6 total kills. On the opposite side, the offensive load, it was all on the side of Urango, as she had 14 swings, 9 of which were kills.
That has been the typical scenario for this pair you're watching right now. The San Diego Smashes, Urango and Rodriguez. Urango gets targeted quite a bit. So do you stick with Kraft of the Blaze, or do you go back to Cannon? Where do you take your...
I start on Cannon.
You start on Cannon right away?
Yeah.
Okay. Cannon gets us underway at the net with Kraft playing defense. She will not run down that cut shot from Urango. Let's check in with Rich here as we get started in the second set.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Angela Benson, coach of Geena Urango, Toni Rodriguez. Thanks for joining us. Quick turnaround for you guys. Played the last match last night. First match today. We got a dancing monkey on the side over here, and Mark Sherman. Was that tough for you guys? Do you have time to make any adjustments? And if so, what were those?
We definitely had time to make adjustments. We think about next match mentality. So we debriefed after that last match, and then it was, hey, get a good night rest, and we're going to get into this next match. So had a lot of game plan. They just got to control what they can control.
Okay, and you have anything specific for us, or just kind of serving mostly? You guys were great at that last night.
They're both really tough servers, so they have to take advantage of that, and their defense is top-notch. So nothing really. I think it was more just staying aggressive and staying confident.
Awesome. I'll let you get back to sweating the action. Thanks, Benny.
I love it. Aggressive and confident. I think being aggressive tends to lead to more confidence.
Well, if you're executing, that's the case.
True, true.
But great to see Benny in the mix. She has made it to 4 AVP finals in a row, right? That was between 2015 and 2017, so she knows what she's talking about. There's no questions there.
Yeah, now working with John Mayer over there in an excellent LMU program. Urango, nobody up. Dug by Cannon, a little overhand dig. Cannon will go to the left hand, and she'll find the winner, so a lot of ambidexterity on display.
Yeah, and with hands in her face, too. Rodriguez was right there for the block. Really nice high touch and reach. And also outside of her hitting arm.
If you're looking for a little further debrief from Geena Urango, maybe you want to check out the Bet on Her podcast. She hosts it alongside Bruin Kelly Reeves, part of what Geena is doing off the court, doing marketing as well as some podcasting, and since she's really enjoyed trying to give a voice and grow a voice for female athletes across the sport.
Yeah, they've done such a wonderful job trying to increase their impact, not just in the beach volleyball space or volleyball space in general, but in sports. It's been really fun to see some of the conversations they've had. They've sat down with the likes of Alex Kleinman, April Ross, and some really neat guests. Chance to, again, impact sports and the sports landscape across the United States.
So check that out, the Bet on Her podcast. I'm sure it's available wherever you get your podcasts. What they're really looking for right now, Geena Urango and Toni Rodriguez, their first victory on league play, and they'll get a little hand here via the hands of Terese Cannon.
And they continue to try and find a little bit more offense by using the second contact. Sometimes Terese can get just a little bit of a predicament on that second ball, but again, as they continue to try and evolve their offense, it's going to be important for her to stay confident with that second contact.
Because there's only one timeout, this is interesting to me. 4-2, if it starts to a 5-2, a 6-2, and you burn your first timeout, you are in trouble for the rest of the set. If you can't get yourself right, there'll be no break.
We've heard if you're down 3, that timeout's called.
Well, there you go. We'll find out if that's true. And indeed, Cameron is on top of it. 5-2. Way to go, Cam. We'll put you down there as coach. There's nobody in the box. Why don't you just head on down?
That sounds like some fun. Why not? Actually, they've got Mike Playcheck with them now.
Let's see if Mike can pick it apart for him here. Some smiles. That's good to see. Gonna have to start with some serve receive. So timeout here in our first matchup. Next up, we have the men taking the sand. It'll be the same matchup. It'll be Blaze taking on the San Diego Smash. Evans and Budinger off their comeback victory will face off with Caldwell and Cook. And then this is next week. The Austin Aces and the Dallas Dream are going to be in action in Miami. And it'll be the Miami Mayhem and the Palm Beach Passion. So we're looking forward to Hard Rock Stadium. AVP League Week 2 going to take shape. We're going to look at the other franchises in and among the AVP League teams. Fans enjoying a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Westwood. Kevin Martin alongside Cameron Irwin, Rich Lamborn down on the sand. We're going to be moving all around through our 4 matches today. You want to get out and check this out. It's a fast-paced format for the viewer to show up, get 3-4 hours of volleyball, go on with your day.
And nearly no stoppage of play.
Right.
Right? It is so fast even between the contests.
See the men here in the stadium starting to warm up. They don't know, is this going to be the end here in 2 sets, or will it go 3? Each set taking about 16 minutes. We have about 16 minutes between sets to reset the net height, get the players out there working, and get ready to go. That cut shot is good out of the timeout. Well done. Whatever Mike said must have worked.
Well disguised from May Kraft. The full extension on contact. This is beautiful. Watch the amount of spin she throws on this cut. She's even trailing off, just slightly unbalanced. Great move from Kraft.
Serving tough down the middle, right to the back line is Kraft, and they are right back in it here at 5-4.
Taking one out of Rodriguez's playbook. Deep middle serve.
And that was a theme in set 1, a number of runs, but it ended with a 7-2 for the Smash. Brooklyn trying to apply some pressure here. Rodriguez slides into that open space and puts that one away over the pulling Cannon.
But see, that's the difference when you see in this kind of sand. She is crashing into the middle, nowhere near on the net. She's about 4 to 5 feet off and still adding a ton of power.
Well, I know you spoke to Chase Budinger at length this morning about that, Sam. What did he have to say about how it's changing the game?
It's not just changing the game offensively, but from his perspective, it's changing the game defensively, specifically at the blocking position. Now it's becoming so much more challenging in terms of the timing, right? So you have to go up and try and find the ball that's OT while also still trying to seal off those lower seams. So you're max jumping at all times.
Smash up 6-5, won that first set 15-12. Couple of aces through the cable towards the end. Still trying to work that middle or the blaze. Nice clean opportunity here for Kraft. Picked up by Urango. And a block at the net. That's Trojan on Trojan violence.
She was bound to get one soon. She's done a nice job in terms of her alignments against the attack. This one, she just goes and gets ball, sees it's tight, sealing it off. Great press from Cannon.
Once upon a time, Cannon, a star for Georgetown, left her sister behind as well as a full scholarship to head out to USC. It has worked out, and it works out on that play there as the float serve drops in the line. 5-1 run out of the timeout.
So many aces that look nearly identical. Everyone just finding that last foot of the court.
That one rides up on Urango. She'll have a good long run at the net and find the over the top. Smash continuing to hang on to that advantage, 7-6.
If you're Urango and Rodriguez, you really want to focus on that first ball side out. Obviously, they have serve in hand, but I think when you start to extend some of those rallies, they've gotten into some second contact trouble with some tight sets.
Rodriguez stopped the first attack. How about the second? No, she can't get a hold of it. It's knuckled over the top by Kraft. Young team here in Kraft and Cannon. Cannon already has an AVP Tour title for Hermosa Beach in 2022 alongside Sarah Sponsel. The same year they finished second in Atlanta.
Sarah Sponsel just about to get married here. Big year for her.
Yeah, Sponsel going back to playing indoors on the regular. Kraft again trying to serve that middle. Here goes Rodriguez outside in approach, and that will freeze the defender and find the sand. Let's find Rich Lamborn.
All right, I'm here with Chase Budinger, watching your ladies play out there. What's the pressure like of kind of supporting them / feeling like you have to pull your weight for the ladies?
It's a little more nerve-wracking knowing that you have to go second because you get to watch them. Hopefully they get the win, and then we have to follow up with another win. So it's definitely more nerve-wracking playing second, and just rooting them on. It's really fun. It makes a unique experience out here, but it's a great atmosphere.
And you got the win yesterday, right? And they, I think, did not. So now do you have to let them know about it?
No. I mean, they played a great match. I think we're on the same page, and we're all a team together. So we got to go into each tournament together in this. Wins or losses, we got to stick together.
I think you come from a team sport background, so you're used to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say this whole, this new format definitely brings back a lot of basketball vibes. Just playing one match, one day, at night, in the afternoon. So, I'm kind of loving it.
Awesome. Good luck out there.
Chase Budinger's going to love that attack from Terese Cannon as she laces it to the sand for a 10-9 advantage. I want to see how the interpersonal relationships develop, how much team posting they're doing, how much they're hanging out, they're doing together as a group throughout the season these next 9 weeks.
San Diego Smash already have a team handshake before they go out, so I'm just saying, they got a little organization happening.
Yeah, I like it. What the Smash don't like is what's happening here in the second set. Off that error, 11-9, the Blaze with the advantage.
Well, and Chase mentioned it, right? The pressure of going second, especially if your women's team takes a loss, that's a different dynamic. It is going to be very important for these teams to pick up at least one team point in each one of these matchups against the other franchise. I think if you go down 0-2, that's a massive deficit as there's so few points throughout the league available.
Well, the Blaze are down 0-2 at this point. They're looking for their first team point victory, but it's going to have to come with a set victory first in this one. There's a look at Sean Cook as he watches on, trying to get his first victory. Cook and Blaze. I like that he's got the new side-out sport gear going. Trying to bring that brand back, one of those iconic brands from the Halcyon days. And again, terminates the ball. And there's a look at Cody Caldwell. Again, two young guys making a big impact over the last few heritage events.
Side out, no dings, man.
Cannon with a 2-point lead. That middle serve has been effective. Rodriguez too tight, and Cannon dominating offensively and defensively down the stretch of the second.
Loving her reads. She's continuing to trust herself here. Sees the tight ball. I mentioned it just a handful of points ago. The setting for the San Diego Smash is getting a bit away from them as there's just too many opportunities for Terese to impart her will at the net.
All right, we'll see what Coach Benny has to say as the Smash called their timeout now at 13-11. Didier Rocher on hand, trying to entertain the fans. The courtside seats, of course, beautiful, an opportunity to interact with the athletes that are waiting to come on. So if you're looking for the most intimate experience in pro sports, this is it. You get to hang out with a Chase Budding with a Miles Evans, with a Troy Field. While they're waiting to take the sand next, you will be in exactly the same area. Chat them up, say hi, tell them your favorite player, maybe get an autograph.
Well, I can tell you after yesterday, I had so much fun going down and sidelining, just getting a chance to chat with coaches in the box and the athletes as they're watching their counterparts out on the court. It is just a different vibe. Everyone's dancing. I even just saw Julia Scholes already kind of giving a fist pump to this song. It's just such a fun environment for these athletes.
I talked to Sean Cook, and he said that it reminded him of the first time he went to King of the Court, that he thought it was great, we're all hanging out, this is fantastic, and then he got on the sand, and he didn't compete in the same way. And he felt like that happened to him last night, and it's not going to happen today, where he's going to get into that same competitive headspace that he needs to be in. Yes, this is enjoyable. Yes, this is fun. And then, boom, ba yay.
Yeah, you have to be able to flip the switch insanely fast, especially from a mentality standpoint.
Cannon and Kraft looking for a set here, trying to push it to a third. Creative offense. No, not now, says Terese Cannon.
The 4 call from Terese Cannon, showing like she's going to block line, dropping into the angle. Again, she has been one of the biggest difference makers here in this second set. She knows Urango wants to be aggressive, taking away her best angle.
11-4 run becomes 12-4 with that stuff there. Looking for the set victory. No, not yet. But a substantial amount of space to push this to a third.
I think the slow walks to the other side of the net in this format are going to become that much slower. Since there's so few time to communicate, this is one of the semi-timeouts so you can kind of have a chance to actually talk to your coach. Might
I
start
wonder if you
walking
can get in
backwards.
trouble for going too slow. Yeah. Couple circles. Just loop your way over there. Here we go, second set point. That ball popped way up to the net. Kraft will put it away. That may have not been the plan, but it worked. 15-11, a nice reversal by the Blaze. We will go to a third set where one of these two pairs will pick up their very first victory in league play.
Way to make lemonade, Meg Kraft. This ball getting away. They are looking for the option. You can kind of see Terese Cannon shoving and shifting that ball over to try and open up the opportunity, but she nearly limbos underneath the net to secure the point.
Well, it's wild too. She knuckled that one right into the I formation. Had she knuckled anywhere off to the left-hand side, there wasn't anyone within 15 feet of sand. Coin toss complete. We'll head to a third set. We're excited from our booth here in UCLA. Kevin Mornett alongside Cameron Irwin. This idea, I think, is something that we're going to see continue. The AVP League format, I love the fast-paced entertainment of it all.
Yeah, and I think it's also nice to just see something new and fresh, and the athletes are loving it in that regard. Just a new challenge added into the mix, and each one of them is trying to find their own solutions. It was fun. Again, I caught up with Chase Buttinger this morning, and he's even kind of still trying to showcase, well, how do I adjust my block? What does our defense look like? Where are our offensive opportunities? There's still so much to be learned, and I love that these athletes are getting challenged in so many new ways.
Yeah, and the athletes know they're going to play in a certain amount of events. They're going to be in 4 of the 8 weekends. So they have the schedule, and they know their opponents as well. I'm really interested to see how deep they dig. And
they've discussed that, right? You have to come into these matchups better prepared from the start because you have more time allotted. Film sessions can take place earlier, and the opportunity to really game plan alongside the rest of your teammates as you look to the schedule now for the league. Next week, it will be off to Miami. I cannot wait to go to San Diego, California, because this is a mecca of beach volleyball. It's one of the most underrated places for beach volleyball in the country, and I can guarantee you they are just so stoked to see the AVP back down south in Southern California.
Yeah, we're going to be in some different venues too. Some of them will be indoors, so we'll see that Hague feel from the FIVB where there isn't an effect of weather. Everything is consistent. We'll be at some other outdoor venues. We'll see how the fall weather shapes up in different places. It's really going to be interesting to follow these athletes, this league, throughout the entire fall, all the way to our conclusion in mid-November. Our conclusion of this match is coming now. The third set is underway. Someone's going to have their first league victory. Kraft, good transition opportunity. Cannot get it over Rodriguez. She slaps it back and is quickly back up out of the sand. And does not get to jump there because it is another double call. This time no argument from Terese Cannon.
Right now, Kevin, it is a complete game of keep away from Toni Rodriguez. She has only seen 7 total attempts through 2 sets played, 4 kills, and just to give you context, her partner now up to 24 attempts and 14 kills.
If you are the hammer, no one wants to hand you nails.
Absolutely.
Cannon's been putting on a show offensively. There's some defense from Rodriguez. In the waning moments of their match last night, she had just 1 block in the 3rd set after piling up 2 in each of the previous 2 sets, kind of part of the game flow that went away from the smash as they went down in a very closely contested 2nd set, extra time 19-17, and then an eventual loss in the 3rd. This time the high line is good.
Really technical pass from Terese Cannon right there. We've talked about how far they're serving into the depth of the court. One of the hardest things to do is kind of open up that hip as the ball gets higher on your chest and hips. Nice job opening that, finding room for her platform, staying in system.
That ball way too long, picked up a little bit of extra air from the right arm of Terese Cannon. Kraft out of San Diego, Cannon from Pittsford, New York. With all that talent being homologated at USC Crosstown, of course they've won the last grip of national titles. Our buddy Dane Blanton doing an outstanding job there. Another outstanding shot from Terese Cannon.
Hey, Kraft in a league of her own in that regard. Her and Delaney Maple winning 4 national championships consecutively.
You have to say that nowadays because sometimes people are in school for 6 years, so you win 4 titles and have them be non-consecutive. Urango, right side. Cut shot right to Kraft. And then put away by Cannon. All right, Rich Lamborn, where are you now?
I'm here with Sean Cook, cheering on his ladies. Can you say this sentence for me? They may take our lives, but they'll never take the 3rd set.
They may take our lives, but they will not take the 3rd set.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You're prepping for your match against the male counterparts of the Smash right after this. Any thoughts?
Yeah, we've had tight games against them so far this year, so we're kind of hoping we kind of like get over the finish line this time, take it to them.
You're going to bring it on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's the plan. I don't get many of them, or I don't. Everyone else here does, but it'd be good to get a nice big win on a Sunday, yeah.
Awesome, and I love the brogue. Good luck out there.
Sean Cook, a native of Scotland, which is not a phrase that is uttered very often in volleyball.
That was epic. Nice work, Rich.
But a lot of places popping up. People didn't think that Norway was really good at volleyball, or Sweden was really good at beach volleyball. And all of a sudden, those are the teams that are dominating.
Build the courts inside, and will come.
Well, I'll tell you what, Germany, too, has really raised their level. They're a little bit more ahead of the curve in the overall than Norway or Sweden in terms of the number of teams that they've had dominating. It's really interesting to follow how the international community has adopted this game that was born on the beaches of Southern California. Overpass action and some redirect. Do you like the redirect rule, the block at the net rule right there, or should you have to hit it or knuckle it?
I do, because I think it became so subjective in terms of which direction the ball was going to go, and reading that off of somebody's hands. It was hard for the officials. Did they redirect? Did they not? So I don't know. I like that you can add a little offense too. Plus, it gives a greater benefit to stronger serving.
All right, timeout called.
Unless, of course, you're catching it like Troy Field. Sorry, just had to finish my thought there.
You're very upset about that Troy Field play yesterday. He did get away with a joust catch and throw.
He's done it 7 times in 1 year.
Okay.
He's literally, and I can't wait to have a conversation with him. He actually loves it too. He knows he's getting away with it.
Cody Caldwell with a little prep here during the timeout. Brooklyn Blaze with some very efficient play to open set number 3. Blaze with the advantage. Middle serve is where they've been going. How would you deal with it here, Cameron Irwin, if you're Rodriguez and Urango?
Well, they haven't seen many opportunities go to Rodriguez's side. I would love to see her almost shift even further to that middle, trying to alleviate some of the pressure for Urango.
All right, well, they gave it to Urango most definitely, and Kraft dug it again. This time it'll be Kraft versus Cannon. No, that ball is out. Cannon has really cranked up the offense as this match has worn on and continues to pay dividends, 6-3. Rodriguez nursing that right thumb. That first block contact.
Keep it going, girls.
Push to the pin and through the block goes Urango. They are moving her around slightly in order to get some open net.
Well, and she's even kind of shifted on those last 2 steps. Look at this, ball well outside that right shoulder. She kind of has to drift in, lands on just the right foot. But I love the aggressiveness as she goes right through the uprights once more, knocking off the hat of Cannon.
Yeah, it's the second yard sale from Cannon. Come on by, make an offer, anything lying in the sand. There might be some glasses or some visors there that you would purchase. Interesting from our guy, Dougie Strauss, our stats man, he said that the smash started up 20-14. So we got to the early parts of that second set since the Blaze have gone 19-9. We've seen mini runs inside of those big runs as well. Been a very streaky match. Kraft, joust, Rodriguez pops it up. She'll get a chance here. Tough chance. Who netted? Did the ball net or did she net? Indeed, it was Rodriguez. Point for the Blaze.
Kraft absolutely sneaking away with one. She had to force herself to get up to the net. She almost got too shallow and luckily came away with the net violation on the opposition.
7-4. Blaze starting to stretch it out. Overhead set, cut shot, gets the cable and goes out of bounds. Remember, no extra time out here, no sand timeouts, no technical timeout, nothing. No way to save yourself right now if you're the San Diego Smash. Gonna have to do it with some volleyball plays here as they trail by 4 in this third set to 15. Urango stabs it out of the sand. Kraft again, right on the spot, and her partner gets a good swing. How about the defense to offense for the Blaze?
I mean, that's what's really separating them, along with the service pressure. I'm sitting here going, where is Rodriguez's option play, right? They had the ability to do that at the beginning of this matchup, but with the service pressure, you've got Urango fully laying out. They're not even able to look to the option, and they should be.
Blaze 9-4. Looking for their first ever win in league play, but their first win over Rodriguez and Urango. They lost in Chicago 2 weeks ago. Did Cannon and Kraft.
The other way they've been able to nullify the option play is by serving middle. So even if Urango's taking that ball, the hesitation there from Rodriguez kind of negates her ability to find that second contact with more aggression.
9-5. Working on Cannon. They're going to have to make a move and make it quickly, but the Blaze showing no signs of giving any points back.
At this point, I think you have to just uncork the aggressive play from the service line. Live or die by bringing it. Down by 5, only 5 to go for the Blaze.
All right, Cameron Irwin is looking for some aggression from the San Diego Smash on the left-hand side of your screen. This is the final set against Cannon and Kraft. And if you're the Smash, you're going to think about this one for a couple days because there's no more matches to play today. Cut shot, yes, that's on the line.
I still want to see that first contact lifted, at least to give a potential fake to the second contact. So even if you're not able to option, is there a threat that you can make the blocker think about?
Maybe just a high middle pass. How aggressive will Urango get? Cannon finds the line and the block for the winner.
Rolling that setup did make Kraft and the Brooklyn Blaze. See a little bit of that topspin on there, perfectly in system. That's bettering the ball if you're the second contact.
AVP's 2022 most improved player serves. She's up at the net now, pulling. A little bit of Olay defense there with the left. Tough cut shot, and she'll be buying donuts for her partner.
I don't know.
It didn't touch the net. It went underneath the net without touching the net. You owe donuts, that's it.
But Meg Kraft was the one that set her about 2 feet wide of the antenna.
Hold on, what's your job, setter? What's my job as a hitter?
To put up a hittable ball.
No, what's my job once you set a bad ball? What do I have to do?
Take care of it.
I have to better the ball.
But if there's not even an opportunity to.
All right, well, I'll buy you donuts next time I hit under the net like that. That ball's redirected. All right, how about a little bit of life here? Not too far away, just 3 points on the smash.
I'm still having a chuckle about our disagreement.
French cruller coming your way, Cameron Irwin, if I hit one under the net.
I'm more of an old-fashioned.
Not surprising considering your taste in movies. Timeout called here by the Brooklyn Blaze. On it pretty early. Not wanting to give back any more points here to the San Diego Smash. They've thoroughly dominated this third set, have the Brooklyn Blaze. How have they done it?
I think the first contact has gotten them in system. Terese Cannon's done a nice job siding out in that regard. And then also her play, I think back to that second set, just the defense at the net, kind of letting her impact be known. And the tough service pressure. They have not allowed for the option on the other side.
We will continue the Smash versus the Blaze. Caldwell and Cook, to talk to them, they're getting ready. Chase Budinger, Miles Evans coming off their comeback victory last night. Now they know they'll be starting up in just a few minutes' time. About 20 minutes they will be hitting serve number 1 in their matchup. Blaze looking for their first victory as an entire team. This pair looking for their first victory. Cannon and Kraft 4 away. Sunday afternoon in Los Angeles. Remember, you can catch us in Miami next weekend and catch us right here on the Valley Live app. Thanks for being with us from Los Angeles and the West Side campus of UCLA. Back to serve Toni Rodriguez, putting it right down the middle. Cannon with the offense. Hard into the angle.
We've seen her work the high line multiple times. This time she goes with the opposite shot. Keeps the shoulders right into the angle. Gives a little extra power. They tried to double up. You can see Urango shifting to the line.
Let's go, Toni. Let's go,
Cannon and Kraft, pair of 5th place finishes in the last 2 heritage events. Geena Urango there, her partner Toni Rodriguez, they have a pair of 3rds. They need this side out. Urango, nobody up, cuts it for the winner. They stay in touch at 12-9.
Nice recognition, seeing the double down defense in front of them on that scramble play, taking the pace off. Solid execution on contact from Urango.
If Geena Urango has it, I would love to see a Miles Evans cut around the side of the ball here. Take your opponent from right to left. Instead, she tops it to Cannon. Cannon, good run up. Urango's underneath it. They need this one. Does she stay aggressive? Yes, she does!
Discipline from Geena Urango on defense. You could see Angela Benson, their coach, on the end change was telling her, wait, delay on that high line shot. They tried to double up on it, block and D on one of the opposite sides. This time they just let Urango chase down that ball. She comes with the transition.
The run is 4-1. Urango again from the line. Tough pass. Rodriguez couldn't decide whether to stay or go. She'll set her partner here. And she'll put it away again. They're within 1.
She goes back to the angle, but gives just enough of a different look on contact to really stress the down defense. If you're gonna hit heavy into the angle, you have to be able to have still even range within that cross court.
If you're gonna play for the smash, you better hit some balls pretty hard. Urango being aggressive on the last couple of transitions out of her good defensive reads. The elder stateswoman at the line once again. Trying to complete the comeback all the way to even. Cannon the target. Urango with another dig. The line is open. Instead, it's more angle and a winner. We're tied at 12.
They need to move Terese Cannon around. She continues to attack from the exterior, which is great in terms of opening up angles, but then that means you have to hit some sharper angles from that contact point next to the pin. Otherwise, Urango is just gonna sit there and scoop.
And now it's a block for Rodriguez. The smash are rolling.
And at the hand of defense and transition play. So impressive. You need both athletes to step up in a moment like this, and right now, each of them are.
Side switch, no timeouts. All up to the athletes here as the Smash have taken the advantage 13-12, a 7-1 run. Holding service, Geena Urango. No good side, bad side. Been working on Cannon. She assures that the ball goes there this time. Rodriguez pops it up. Can she put it away? Yes, she can! The Blaze and Mixed Company couldn't get it done. The Smash have come to a match ball. An improbable turn of events here in the third. First match point. Missed into the net.
Oh, that hurts. It looks like she didn't trust her toss. Maybe a bit low. She just tried to send that over and let defense play out.
One side out to do it. Cannon at the line. The middle serve has been the thing. They find Rodriguez. Cannon picks it up herself. And that ball is long. What a comeback by the San Diego Smash. 15-13 in the third.
Talking about stepping up at the right time, Rodriguez, that is a huge play. They serve middle, and instead of Urango shifting over, Rodriguez says, that ball is mine. Let me side out. And I love that in terms of wanting to have the ball in your hand.
The San Diego Smash on the women's side. Toni Rodriguez and Geena Urango get their first league victory. They run their team record to 2-1. For the Brooklyn Blaze, it is heartache here as they give up a huge run at the end of this third set and sink to 0-3 as a team on that long attack from Meg Kraft.
Rodriguez not able to have a massive effect until it mattered most from an attacking standpoint. She's walking away with just 6 kills. Urango came away with 21 in that 3-set matchup.
Hence the bow down from her partner.
Absolutely.
And for this pair, heartache and heartbreak. Lost opportunity here in Los Angeles. Mark Sherman got us started. Now he has our winners.
Yes, down here with Geena Urango. Toni is off somewhere telling somebody how amazing you were at the end of that match, Geena. You guys went on a 6-point run. Something clicked. What clicked for you at the end of that match, Geena?
Honestly, I was just trying to stay present, so not trying to think of the outcome, just focusing on the point at hand.
Well, you had so many digs in a row. You were at the service line, and you weren't necessarily absolutely ripping serves, but you were playing such great defense. You were putting some pressure on and then getting those transitions. Toni, come in here, Toni. What is it like to play with somebody when they just start clicking like that?
I mean, Geena does that all the time, so she makes my job easy every single day. It's so much fun to play with this girl, and I know when we're out there, she's going to give it her all and fight for every single point, so that's what we did.
Well, that was a fantastic comeback in set number 3, and now the boys get out here. You guys sticking around for your Smash match with Chase and Miles?
Yeah, duh. Go Smash.
Yes. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Smash. Toni and Geena, what a finish as the Smash go to 2-1.
A whole bunch of smashing from Geena Urango down the stretch of that third set, and now the Smash go to 2-1 overall. Blaze gonna look to their male pair for perhaps their first victory.
They're gonna need it right now. The Blaze down 0-2 in the standings, and it's gonna be really tough to come back, especially there's so few opportunities. Each one of these teams only gets 4 of the 8 weekends to really leave a mark.
Yeah, if you come out 0-4, that's gonna be a stinger. In the end, the aggressiveness won it for Geena Urango and Toni Rodriguez. 15-12 in the first. They dropped the second, 11-15, and came back with a huge run in the third to win 15-13. Blaze and Smash on the men's side is up next. For now, congratulations to the San Diego Smash on their win.